Um, we are July 7th, 2022, and I'm talking about a video that I watched from the Paranormal Twins or Paranormal Twins. Uh, a video that was put on YouTube, I think May 2022. And they're talking about Skinwalkers at Loshi. And of course, they've got a bunch of things that they're saying that mean nothing to me. I have had personal experiences with skinwalkers, with witnesses. You can go back and check out my previous YouTube vlogs regarding skinwalkers. And here I am. I'm in the Philippines. And I'm kind of stranded here, and that's really regardless of anything else that I'm about to say. Just letting you know, giving you some background on me. In the early mid 1980s, I served a mission in the Southwest, desert Southwest, specifically on the Navajo Reservation and around the Navajo Reservation. So I have cause to talk about this, and not as an expert, but as someone who has had personal experience with the subject. I have seen what I believe was a skinwalker running across the road ahead of us in the nighttime in Tisnos Pass, Arizona, and heard them howling in Fort Wingate, New Mexico. And there were several witnesses to the second experience. Now, these guys, the Paranormal Twins, are in Skinwalker Valley in Utah, which is no doubt near Skinwalker Ranch. But it is a national park, so it's kind of verboten that you go and take videos and things, but these guys are doing it. And during this, I haven't watched the whole thing, but it is said in the headline that they actually got a footage of skinwalkers. Right now, I'm maybe a third of the way in, and they're talking about they have some paranormal equipment and ghost detectors and things like that. Currently, they're talking to a spirit or talking at the spirit, and the spirit is communicating back through touching this instrument with an antenna or an aerial, and if it touches it according to what they had predetermined would be affirmative, the ghost would be saying yes. And if it's blank, if there's nothing, then the answer would be no to their simple questions. And what I want to tell you is my knowledge of skinwalkers is they are real, and they are murderers. In order to get the power that they have to perform I'm not going to say satanic ritual, but they do have to commit a ritual murder. They have to either murder someone who is close to them, like a family member, or they have to commit some cardinal sin, like necrophilia, and it has to be witnessed, of course. But the murders is what I want to talk about. They say in these caves that these two paranormal twins are investigating. They have a Native American with them who is as young as they are, and probably only has traditions and discussions that he'd heard from his elders and peers. But he's sitting there and he's offering as much advice and counsel as he can give from his vast amount of knowledge. And there is another person who is there doing some videography, but they're not really on camera. So there's 4 individuals in this cave, and they've set this instrument at the mouth of the cave, and that's where most of this activity has been going on. So they were discussing with this ghost how long it had been there, and they gave it 50 years, no response, 100 years, no response, 150 years, no response, 200 years, got a response. And it was kind of a long green light. And in this, I'm going to pull my thoughts together here. These caves have had a number of bodies discovered, and some mummified. They did pull 2 mummies out of these types of caves in this general area. I don't know anything about this specific cave that they're in. It doesn't seem to be too deep, but it's definitely set into the wall at least 20 feet. And you can't really stand up in it. But the tradition is the Utes that lived in this area did dwell in these caves, according to history. But these corpses that were discovered in these over the centuries is what I want to tell you, that it is my belief that these corpses that they found were murdered victims, giving the Skinwalkers their power, their gift from Satan, if you will, to be able to convert, be able to change into these characters or these creatures. And there are various animals like cougars, bears, coyotes seems to be the most frequent. And what I saw with my companion Bobby Yazzie, who is full-blood Navajo in Tisnos Pass, what we saw on Route 66 driving toward Tisnos Pass looked big enough, actually bigger than a wolf, but it was distorted, meaning long, gangly, skinny, but huge. And I would say that it would most likely be considered a coyote-esque type of skinwalker. And the footprints at Fort Wingate were at least the size of the palm of my hand. And you can see to my face, that's a pretty big palm. Dog-like. Wolf perhaps, but massive. So, and the distance between the bipedal step was probably close to the 5-foot range. Not a dog, definitely not a coyote. So yeah, I've had experiences with skinwalkers. I know they are real. And I do know that they are evil, and they got their power through committing evil acts. So they do exist. If you trifle with them, you're risking your life. And that's what I have to say about that.